In order to use Object Snap Tracking down here on the status bar, just click on it to switch it on. You can see Object Snap Tracking is now on. If I right click on OSnap and go to Settings, you'll notice that box there is now ticked, Object Snap Tracking as well. So you can switch it on in the OSnap dialog box, and if I right click on OTrack and go to Settings as well, you'll notice exactly the same dialog box. So the right click and the settings on OSnap or OTrack is the same. Why do we use OTrack? We use OTrack to find object snap tracking points that we don't want to have to draw construction lines to. So how does that work? Well, with OTrack switched on, I can hover over a point and find a corresponding snap without actually snapping to it. Let me give you an example. If I right click and go to Recent Input, you'll notice, because I've gone into a new drawing, there's no line or circle there. So I am actually going to have to go up to the ribbon this time to draw a circle. Remember that, new drawing, new settings on the recent input. Center radius. So I've done a circle center radius on the fly out there. It's asking me for the center point for my circle. If I hover over that midpoint snap there and don't click on it, that's the trick with OTrack. You've got to make sure that you don't click on these object snaps. And then I'm going to go up to here, to the midpoint on this line, and hover there as well. As I drag downwards now, the polar tracking will kick in, because I've got polar switched on. That's the green dashed line. But as I drag downwards, look, I've got a corresponding intersection of the other midpoint snap on the left. So if I now left click, that is the center of my circle. So I'll make that 1 radius there, and there's my circle there. So basically what I've done is added that circle for my symbol. It's a very clever tool, OTrack. You use it in combination with OSnap. Now, another one that I could do there perhaps, I might want a much smaller circle here to indicate perhaps a point that I snap to. So what I'll do is I'll draw another circle. The good thing is I can right click now and repeat circles straight off the shortcut menu. Center point, I'm going to hover on that endpoint snap there. I'm going to hover on that endpoint snap there. I'm not clicking, you'll notice. As I drag to the left, there's the intersection right there, click, and I take that little circle there. I'm going to make that 0.05 as the radius. Only needs to be a small circle like that to indicate a snap point. I can then use the center snap of that circle to draw my lines from and to if I need to. But as you can see, I've just made a perfect electrical label that might go as a tag somewhere on a wiring diagram, on a panel diagram, on a schematic diagram. So that's OTrack for you.